Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southwest.
Game 1 against the Angels could not have been a better beginning for your Rangers, facing their ace, Jared Weaver, and a possible growing deficit in the West standings. Last night turned out as perfect as the weather, and a 4-1 Texas win brought the two rivals into a virtual first-place tie. So, today's weather is perfect again, and the Rangers face another Angels ace, Dan Herron. And the hope is that today's game is a repeat performance of yesterday. Your Rangers and the LA Angels meet next on Fox Sports Southwest. Baseball and an odd start time for the Rangers today as they get set for Game 2 against the LA Angels of Anaheim from here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And Ron Washington talks a little strategy and some of the changes, the continuing changes that have happened to his team over the early part of the season. Hi there and welcome to it at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. I'm John Radigan with Tom Grieve, and the Rangers have had their share of injuries and their share of things to deal with. One of the things that's become more and more consistent for them has been Elvis Andrus, though. He's been playing very well for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, and his at-bats started last season when he got moved to the top of the order. Spent a lot of the season getting used to hitting behind the runner, making contact, bunting. And as a consequence, I think he got away from trying to drive the ball. This year he's been working on continuing to have good at-bats, continuing to see a lot of pitches, but driving the ball a little bit more. And that was really evidenced last night right off the bat when he hit a home run. That at-bat where it led to the RBI single was a great at-bat because he was behind in the count. He laid off a couple of really close sliders, so he's showing the patience at the plate. He's hitting when it's clutch situations. Runners in scoring position this season, a .350 average, on base percentage over 40%. He's really growing into the role.
And so the Rangers will enjoy having him in the 2-hole again tonight. We'll show you the batting order coming up a little bit later on. And also changes to not only the 25-man, but to the 40-man roster. We let you get to know one of the new kids in town. Coming up as we chat with Andy Chavez and get you ready for baseball right after this. Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich now at Jack in the Box. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. We have already expressed the fact that the weather is near perfect here. The shades are on, and so is the eye black. The Rangers are ready, and you're almost ready too. But first, we say hello to Emily Jones.
Well, John, it has been a long road back to the bigs for Indy Chavez, but nonetheless, he is back. At times, he wondered if he would ever be back at this level after suffering a nasty knee injury in the first parts of the 2009 season. And then last night, as the Round Rock Express played a game in Tucson, it happened.
I was surprised because it was right after the first at bat. And I'm like, so what's going on? Why you have to pull me? I got a call. You got to get out of the game. And like, all right, you're the boss. So.
Good news from the boss last night. Even better news from the boss today. Ron Washington putting Indy Chavez in that leadoff spot in center field. He says he will use Indy mainly against righties and then alternate Craig Gentry against lefties, gentlemen.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. And there is Wash, and we are almost ready for baseball. It's the Rangers and the LA Angels of Anaheim, and it's time to play ball, y'all. Opening lineups and first pitch right after this. In Arlington, as we are just about to get set here for a 3:10 start time. A rather strange starting time for the Rangers in the Saturday afternoon window, and it's Derek Holland against Eric Ibar, and the first pitch is high for a ball. "65 degrees at game time. And there's a strike as we give you the scouting report on Derek Holland.
7 starts. He's got a winning record. Rangers have scored some runs for Derek this year, even though his ERA is over 5. Throwing a lot of pitches.
Grounding that one is Ibar, and Ian makes a nice play.
Derek has the 4th most pitches per inning, 17.3. He'll need to cut that down. His last 3 starts have all been no decisions, even though his ERA has been over 6.5. His last start was a really hard start to explain. The first 2 innings against the Yankees, I think Derek was throwing the ball as well as he's ever thrown it for 2 innings. Then he came out in the 3rd inning, walked the leadoff hitter, Posada, got a double play, so he's got nobody out, nobody on, and 2 outs, and the Yankees went on to score 4 or 5 runs after that. But the game just got away from him, pitching with a big lead. He had a 5-run lead. So he's going to have to learn how to pitch out of those innings to keep them from becoming bigger innings.
Now he faces Abreu, a guy who has seen more pitches than any other hitter in the American League. In fact, any other hitter in baseball this year. He leads all of baseball in pitches seen. And he's on the outside part of the plate to make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Derek expressed tremendous frustration after that inning that Tom described against the Yankees. Strike 3 call to Abreu. Goes down without a fight. And Southwest Airlines brings us the rest of the Angels batting order after Ibar and Abreu. It's Asturis, Hunter, Kendrick, Gaiaspo, Trumbo. Jeff Mathis is behind the plate today, and it's Borges, the young center fielder, batting 9th. Derek Holland off to a good start here as he's facing his Asturis now, and that's a first pitch strike to him. One of the things that Derek did the day after that start, John Smoltz was in town to do a national TV broadcast. And this one's into right field by Asturis. And Derek spent some quality time with John Smoltz, just asking him how you get past things like that and how you fight through. And Smoltz told him, look, everybody's had innings like that. Of course, in Derek's case, he remembers a few of them, and he wants to make sure they don't crop up again.
David Cohn was doing the game for the Yankees that day, and the next day, you know, he remarked how it's a little bit different when you have to pitch with a big lead like that. You have a different mentality. Early in the game, it's a close game. All of a sudden, you've got a 5-0 lead, and learning how to pitch with that kind of a lead is something mentally that you have to get used to as well.
Dealing with prosperity in a way.
Yeah.
Derek Holland is one of the lessons that he's trying to learn. And, you know, Ron Washington said it in no uncertain terms yesterday about Holland and Harris. And he said, look, both those guys got here before they should have. When he was talking to the writers, it was the circumstances of the team at the time and the organization at the time. And in a perfect world, both would have spent more time in the minor leagues. But they've gotten here and learned their lessons fairly well. And now Derek's even with Torrey Hunter. Check of his Asturis at first. A single by Maier extends his hit streak to 10 games. And now it's Holland to Hunter. Misses high and away to make it 2 balls and a strike. "39th start of the year for Torrey Hunter. He's played all 40 games, or at least appeared in all 40. And he fouls this one back. That'll even things up at 2-2. Hunter was 0 for 4 in yesterday's game against Alexi Ogando and the others. Epley, Oliver, and Feliz helped Alexi out. Big crowd here at Rangers Ballpark.
Good fastball right there. Threw it right by Hunter. He's able to kind of flick his wrist, just get a piece of it, foul it off down the right field line. 95 miles an hour. He spoiled a good pitch.
So we'll do the 2-2 over again after a check of his Asturis at first. Angels and Rangers have split the first 4 games of the season. They'll play 19 times on the year and get to know each other very well. And that one's inside, and it runs full. It's 3-2.
First 2 innings against the Yankees, 25 or 30 pitches, whatever it was. Derek threw probably 3 or 4 good fastballs, froze right-handed hitting Yankees on the fastball right on the inside corner.
This is in the air toward right field. Mitch Moreland's got it. And that will do it. We've got a new leadoff hitter. There he is, Andy Chavez, and the Rangers coming your way next. The bottom of the first inning, Rangers ballpark in Arlington, and Southwest Airlines brings you the Rangers batting order. And it is the new man at the top of the lineup. It's Andy Chavez, followed by Andrews, Kinsler, and Young. Mitch Moreland, Beltre back in the 6-hole, Murphy, Torrealba, and Chris Davis at first base and batting 9th today. And they'll do it against another ace, if you will, Dan Herron. Here's the scouting.
Definitely pitching like an ace. He's been in 9 games. He actually has 1 relief outing, a 1-inning relief stint where he got a win. His ERA is 1.87, only 8 walks in 57 innings. 2nd in ERA, 3rd in strikeouts in the American League. Throws a lot of strikes, a lot of quality strikes. Less than 8 base runners allowed per 9 innings. That's the best in Major League Baseball. Now you put these 2 kids back to back, Herron is the kind of pitcher that he can pitch a dominating game. He's got a fastball that might not always be in the mid-90s, but it's low 90s. He's got a really good splitter, good command, really knows how to pitch. And you combine him with Jared Weaver, and not too many teams have a 1-2 punch like that.
Rangers were able to get to Weaver a bit yesterday. In fact, the right-handers 7 for 14 against him. Chavez slices that one foul. He had been holding righties to a 132 average, but the Rangers at 7 for 14 obviously hit 500 against him yesterday. And Andy Chavez is out, swinging in his first at bat and being recalled. And here's the Angels defense. It's Kendrick, Borges, and Hunter in the outfield. Callaspo and Ibar on the left side with Torres and Trumbo over there on the right. And it's Jeff Mathis back behind the plate tonight with the left-handed pitching Derek Holland on the mound. And Elvis Andrus now steps in.
Yeah, if I'm Andy Chavez getting an opportunity to play in the big leagues for the first time in a while, I would pick a lot of pitchers I'd rather face before Dan Herron. I know that.
And he's so excited to be back. Talked about how after that horrible knee injury that he had, that he was not sure he would ever make it back. Torn ACL, MCL, meniscus, and he needed microfracture surgery. You can't do much else to a knee. then repair all of those significant parts of the inner workings of the knee. Two balls and a strike to Elvis, who had a great night at the plate last night. He was 2 for 4 with the home run and 2 runs batted in. And that one misses to make it 3-1 from Herron. Swing and a miss, and the count runs full. 10 runs in 15 games for Elvis.
A little respect for Elvis right there. 3-1 pitch, not a fastball.
And now the payoff. Grounded foul.
Herron has averaged 224 innings a year for the last 6 years. He's never missed a start. 212 starts over that 6-year period. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Quality starts, he has the most in Major League Baseball. So you've got a guy that not only gives you quality, but he's a workhorse. He never misses a start. He pitches deep into ball games. 235 innings last year.
And this is into center field, a hit for Elvis Andrus, who's now hit safely in 22 of his last 25 games.
You just tell guys that are locked in, that are hot, that are feeling good, they lay off tough pitches. When they get a good pitch to hit, they don't miss it. It looked like a hanging slider, up, waited on it, and just lined it right straight back through the middle. Elvis really swinging the bat well. Not just swinging it well, but seeing pitches and laying off tough pitches just slightly out of the strike zone.
And working pitchers, that was a 7-pitch at bat before ultimately it became a single. Here's Ian. Pops the first pitch up. It is in play, and the play is made by Mathis. So here comes your cleanup man, Michael Young. Officially just his 3rd game ever as a cleanup hitter. His 4th start, but we washed away that Oakland game, which has been rescheduled for July the 7th, just before the All-Star break. Both the A's and the Rangers had an off day. And so the game that was washed out on Wednesday will be made up at 7:05 on Thursday, July the 7th. It's the beginning of what will now be a 4-game weekend series that leads into the All-Star break. Aaron takes a little too long. Michael calls timeout at the plate. Michael, 353, is 3rd in the American League in overall average. And he's been good against Dan Herron, a 300 career hitter against him.
Herron's doing whatever he can to vary the time that he takes to deliver the ball to the plate so that Elvis can't time his delivery to the plate. That was a pitch out. They fully expect Elvis, if he gets a good jump, to take off right here. Herron's trying to prevent that from happening. That's why he held the ball. He was probably going to hold it until Michael called timeout. Not much in the way of high leg kick or a lot of wasted time in his stretch as he goes to home plate, which doesn't give the base runner trying to steal a base a lot of extra time, gives the catcher a much better chance to throw him out.
And there you see Elvis's 11 steals, 2nd in the American League. And that one's grounded to shortstop. And they go the short way with it. And that'll do it for the Rangers. The single by Aldis and nothing more. Here comes Derek Holland. And here comes the second inning. Time for the second inning at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, John. What a great crowd. We got a big youth group in from Tyler having a good time, right? Huh? There we go. All right, time to talk about a great organization, a community corner this afternoon. It's ACH Family Services. This organization helps protects children from abuse and neglect. If you want to get involved, you can help out. Go to the website, achservices.org, achservices.org. John?
All right, Noxie, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Good to have you along with us today. John Radigan and Tom Grieve here in the booth. We got Noxie there. Emily is down in the photo well. And we will bring you what we hope is a game that's as perfect as the weather out here today. Just a very Southern California-like day for baseball here. Kendrick grounds it to Ian Kinsler, over to Chris Davis, and there's one out here in the second. Now you see some of this crowd that has pretty much filled up Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Very few empty seats here.
What did we have yesterday? Almost 46,000?
Yeah.
Looks like about the same thing today.
Very, very similar crowd today. And even those sitting in the sun, believe me, are not getting overly hot. There's a nice cool breeze blowing in.
Got huge crowds on this homestand. Yankees series, 3 games. We drew close to 149, 148,000. This series will be somewhat similar.
Adrian Beltre playing in, no problem. Takes it on the short hop and makes the play.
Even the Oakland series, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday would have averaged about, I guess, 28 to 30,000 if the games had all been played.
Yeah, we had 31,000. We had 24,000 on Monday, then 31,000 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Got washed out on Wednesday, but all those people can come back on July the 7th.
It's the only infielder I've ever seen throw like that. Just come to a complete stop.
This one is turned on and into the corner. It actually gets stuck up under the padding there, and
no problem.
David Murphy just grabs it.
Could have left it there, and the result would have been the same thing.
Trumbo's a hitter, and that's his 7th double of the season. Brings up the catcher, Mathis. Now you see it, now you don't.
Don't even have to bend over to retrieve that one.
David doesn't miss a beat. Oh, there it is. Inside for a ball from Derek Holland, who had an efficient first inning. 11 strikes and 5 balls. And this ball's hit towards center field. Chavez makes his first put out since being called up. A 10-pitch inning for Derek Holland. Efficient and then some. And here come the Rangers bats in the bottom of the second. Angels conclude the homestand tomorrow at 2:05. And the first 10,000 kids 13 and under will receive a red Neftali Feliz jersey. Compliments of Dr. Pepper and Walgreens. Call 972-RANGERS or visit TexasRangers.com and bring the whole family. That little guy could use one of those Feliz jerseys. Good-looking red jersey we saw modeled here at the ballpark last night. Aaron starts Mitch Moreland off with a strike. And this one is sliced toward left field. Back on it and can't get it is Howie Kendrick. Mitch Moreland in with a double to lead things off in the second.
Not an easy play for any left fielder, but it's especially a difficult play for Howie Kendrick, who hasn't played much left field. He's been an infielder, mostly a second baseman. He's playing out in left field right now because of the injury to Vernon Wells. And one of the first balls he sees is one of those line drives hit directly over his head. And that's a difficult play for anybody. Difficult play for Vernon if he's out there. You see how he gets turned around a little bit, turns both ways and couldn't quite get to it. Might not have been able to get to it anyway, but that is a tough chance for anybody.
And Mitch Moreland is safe at second. Safe and secure. New York Life. Now it's Adrian Beltre. That one's inside to him to even things up at 1-1. Moreland at second base. Adrian with monster numbers against Heron, a .442 average. 2 homers and 7 batted in. And we take a look at our Ford leaderboard and look at the league leaders. Most career hits off Dan Herron, too, 19 of them. So you can see somehow Adrian Beltre has been able to figure the righty out. Adrian's got a homer in 2 straight games after a 15-game drought.
Herron has been involved in a couple of interesting trades. He was a second-round draft choice with the Cardinals back in 2001. And as a younger pitcher, he was involved in a trade where younger players went to Oakland in a trade for Mark Mulder. And then he was involved in the opposite trade where younger pitchers came to Oakland. So he's been in different kinds of trades. Actually, he went to Arizona first. So for a kid with that kind of talent, he's been traded several times.
Yeah, acquired by the Angels in July of last year from Arizona for Joe Saunders and 3 minor league pitchers.
Yeah, the same kind of trade that he was involved in when he was one of those multiple players.
This one sliced into right field. It's down for a base hit. They're waving Mitch Moreland home. He will score. And the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. Adrian Beltre's string of success against Herron continues.
Fastball with pretty good movement. Got in on Adrian just a little bit, but he's able to fight it off and muscle that base hit to right field.
8 RBI for him now against Dan Herron, and it brings up David Murphy. 1 in, nobody out here in the 2nd inning. And that one is outside. Couple of strikeouts and an 0 for David last night. He's anxious to get back in there today. That one misses. And it's 2-1. David's hit safely and 21 of 31 so far this year. And now it's 3-1. Around Washington's new batting order seems to be working out quite well since he made the change on Tuesday. At that time, moving Julio Bourbon into the leadoff spot, and then Ian Kinsler down to 3, Michael Young into the cleanup spot, Moreland 5, Beltre 6. Those are the biggest alterations in the order. So far, so good. It's been producing runs, including 1 already here. Rangers lead it 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And a hitter's count to David Murphy with Adrian Beltre at first base. Grounded foul. And it's 3-2. Bourbon, a 15-day disabled list stint after the strained hamstring that you saw happen last night when he ran down a fly ball in center field by Conger. And to make room on the roster, the Rangers placed Brandon Webb on the 60-day disabled list. And that's how they made room on the 40-man for Endy Chavez. The move of Bourbon to the DL made room on the 25-man, and look at David Murphy lining a single into right field.
Pretty good production right here in the 3rd inning off Dan Herron. Guy who coming into the game had given up a 192 opponent's batting average and a 187 ERA. He's given up 3 straight hits. David got, usually they pitch David away. This one was on the inside corner. David hit it sharply over second. Good start to the second inning.
And it brings up Jorvik Torrealba. Himself mired in a bit of a slump, 0 for his last 18. And he shows bunt, and he lays one down right in front of the plate. It's well done, and it advances both runners. Two 4 on the sacrifice.
Well, it sets up a good opportunity for Chris. Looks like they're going to play the infield back. And so it's very important in this situation to do one thing, make some contact. You hit a ground ball, more than likely it'll score a run unless it goes sharply to one of the infielders, very sharply, or right back to the pitcher, and any kind of a long fly ball scores a run.
First pitch swinging is Chris Davis. 1 run already in for the Rangers here in the inning. An RBI single by Adrian Beltre scored Mitch Moreland, who led off with a double. Aaron misses with that one. It's 1-1. Strike called on the outside part of the plate.
Right near the top of the strike zone.
James Hoy behind the plate today.
Well, the better the pitcher, and Herron is one of the best so far this year in the American League, and over time as well, the fewer opportunities you get to score runs. And when you get this kind of an opportunity, second and third, 1 out, infield back, you really want to cash in and get at least one of these runs in, because you don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get.
Pop up by Chris Davis. This one's in play. Callaspo comes in front of the mound to make the play. And it's the second out of the inning. It brings up the top of the order and Endy Chavez.
We're talking about the trades that Herron had been in. In his first trade, he was one of the younger players to go to the A's for Mark Mulder, and he went with Derek Barton, who's the A's first baseman. Then he was the big guy to go to Arizona in a trade that brought the A's Brett Anderson and Carlos Gonzalez, among other young players. Then he was the big player again to go to Anaheim for 4 more young players. So he's been in 3 significant trades, been on both sides of it. He's been the young player to go for the veteran, and twice now he's been the veteran guy that the other team targeted, top of the rotation guy.
Grounded foul down the first baseline. Yeah, A's still wishing they had a do-over on the fact that they had Carlos Gonzalez in their organization and then let him go. What a trade that would have looked like. Still a pretty good trade, but what a trade it would have been if they kept him. Second base is David Murphy. Third base, Adrian Beltre. Endy Chavez pops it up. Shallow center field. Borges is there. And the Rangers strand 2. But they get one after the leadoff double from Mitch Moreland. He was driven home by that man, Adrian Beltre. And the Rangers lead it 1-0 after 2. is brought to you by Geico Insurance. Here comes the 9-man, Peter Borges, to face the lefty Derek Holland. Derek needed just 10 pitches to retire the side in the second. And Borges, who's first in all of baseball with 5 bunt singles, shows bunt there. Speedy center fielder. And that's a strike to him. High for a ball, and it's 3-1. And the foul ball. And we go to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, as you well know, Peter Borges with a great series against the Rangers the first time around. And Matt Harrison said afterward, when asked about the play of Borges, he said, yeah, that guy's like white lightning out there. I kind of thought that might be a good nickname. It may take off for young Peter Borges.
Not a bad one, Emily. Thank you much. He follows another one off to almost the exact same spot as the last. Yeah, he was unbelievable in that last series against the Rangers. 467. Strike 3 called there, though. Derek Holland gets him on strikes.
Good fastball. Came back from a 3-1 count. Threw 3 straight good fastballs, including this one. Caught him looking right on the inside corner. For Derek to be as successful as he wants to be, that's a pitch he has to be able to throw consistently. A good fastball inside corner to the right-hand hitters. That keeps them off a sinker away, a changeup away. Just makes the hitter honest if you can pound him in the strike zone with a good fastball.
Eric Ibar comes to the plate now, sporting an 11-game hit streak. And quickly, Derek's ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Ibar had that home run, the unlikely home run last night. His 6th in his career off the Rangers. 6 of 15. Inside with that one to make it a ball and 2 strikes. And now Ibar steps out. Ground weakly towards Elvis. He's up with it to Chris Davis, and they get the speedy Ibar. Hey, and next Verizon Wireless Fireworks Friday is May the 27th. That's when the Rangers host the Royals. Enter Verizon as the coupon code on TexasRangers.com to purchase $10 tickets in select seating areas. You'll also enjoy $5 cash parking and a post-game fireworks show. Bobby Abreu now. Lefty against lefty. Derek's pitching him away again. Derek struck him out the first time. In fact, Bobby struck out on 4 pitches looking.
Yeah, he didn't like a couple of the calls. I'm sure he didn't like that call either.
This one's in the air to center field. Andy Chavez goes back on it and makes the play. And it's another quick inning for Derek Holland. 1, 2, 3, go the Angels. Here come the Rangers in the bottom of the 3rd. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T. Bottom of the third. We're near the top of the order. Elvis with a swinging strike. Single in his first trip. And Elvis has 8 hits and 25 at bats on the homestand. Chopped that one foul.
Got a few people to thank and mention, John.
Yeah.
Melody and Russ Nickel, our friends from MR Pigs, sent up a delicious batch of cookies, including the Radical Radigans that you requested.
Do you know those are all over Twitter right now, thanks to Anthony Andro.
Really? The Radical Radigans?
Anthony Andro took a picture of the Radical Radigan butter brickle cookie, because that one's fouled. And it's all over the Twitter world right now. He says it's the best cookie he's ever had.
Wow.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll help MR Pigs in their business and all that.
Yeah, that's not even their specialty.
No.
So if you like those, imagine what else you would like.
Yeah, think how you love the barbecue.
I also want to thank our friends from I Am Second. They put on the great concert before the game today. They sent up that chocolate bundt cake over there that everybody seems to have enjoyed.
Yeah. My daughter's visiting the booth today, and she swears by the bundt cake. Emily knew the company that makes it, too, so we'll have to give them props here in a second. What is that? Isn't it on that card? Yeah, it's Nothing Bundt Cakes. Nothing Bundt Cakes.
Also got a nice note from Scott Edwards. He's a lifelong Ranger fan. His grandfather is William Selby. He's 91. He couldn't be here today. William, I hope you're watching the game. He sent us a really nice picture and some written material about the first baseball being played at Fort Pulaski during the Civil War. Soldiers often played baseball to escape the drudgery of war.
They're going to have to hurry to get Elvis. They don't get him. Don't have time to bobble it over there, Cayaspo.
Well, all it was a little bobble. He recovered quickly.
He did.
Looked like the throw was made it a very close play. We'll get a good look at it. Looks like he gets his glove on. It goes off the side of his glove, hits his leg, comes right back in his hand. Makes a strong throw across the diamond. Mike Socha is going to argue this call. It's too close for us to make the call. We'll leave that up to Phil Cuzzy, first base umpire. He's got a much better look at it than we do, and a lot more experience making those calls. Anyway, one of the first pictures of a baseball game was taken inside Fort Pulaski during the Civil War, and William Selby sent us a copy of that picture. And thank you very much, William. It's very interesting.
It's an unbelievably clear picture when
Yeah,
you consider
it really
when
is.
it was taken.
Yeah, when you look at the picture of Fort Pulaski and the baseball game being played there in the 1860s, and fast forward to this game being played here today, there's a little bit of difference in the field.
Just a
Doesn't
little.
look like there's a whole lot of grass at Fort Pulaski.
No.
But it is interesting that that's the way the soldiers, a lot of soldiers during the Civil War, passed their time playing baseball.
The national pastime, then as now. That was an error, by the way, on Cayaspo. The first in 9 games for the Angels. They'd played 8 straight clean games. Heron pops Ian up here. Trumbo has it. And it's the first out of the 3rd inning.
Well, William also writes that back then, when baseball was played, the pitcher had to throw the ball underhand. Overhand pitching didn't start till years after that.
Yeah, I don't imagine we're seeing gloves on the hands.
No,
of a
no
lot of
gloves.
those guys in the pictures. Yeah.
In fact, you could a batter would be out. They called him a striker if the fielder caught it on one hop or in the air. It wasn't until 1884 that the pitchers actually threw the ball overhand. I think I could have hit over 300 if they continued to pitch underhand.
Yeah, you'd be okay.
I think I probably could have.
I think
all the rotator cuff injuries it would have saved.
Good point. It's a much more natural throwing motion, isn't it?
Yep.
And I get that catch in a one hopper being an out too. Sometimes that ball picks up speed as it caroms off the ground.
Yeah, it seems like it does, depending on the spin.
Yeah, and especially since we weren't talking grass on those fields. We were dirt. There goes Elvis. Sliding in at second. Another steal for Elvis. Make it 12 on the year. Make it 20 straight steals dating back to last season.
Yeah, and another steal where the pitcher's doing everything he can to hold him. The other team's got a pretty good idea he wants to run, picking his spots, and getting the job done. Meaningful steals.
And now he's in scoring position for a guy who just flat out rakes with runners in scoring position. Michael Young with a strike to him there. It's 2-1. Take a look at the hits leaders in the American League, and you'll see where Michael ranks, and it's at the top in the American League. Only Ethier in the National League has more. 53 hits for Michael Young, trying to make it 54 here, and it's grounded to third. Callaspo has that one. Michael's out. Elvis moves on.
Nothing Callaspo could do to keep Elvis from doing that. Maybe take the extra base, maybe he's scoring a wild pitch.
Brings up Mitch Moreland.
Elvis just holds his ground. Callaspo can't take a chance on Elvis because then he risks Michael being safe also. So he gets the sure out, and nothing he could do to keep Elvis from going to third. But with 2 outs, that's not that critical a decision to make for the third baseman.
Mitch had a double his first time up. That was just last inning. In the second, he scored a run. The only run of the game so far. Aaron's at 55 pitches already here in the third. For a guy who's only had an average of 8 runners per game, he's already had 5 here in the third. Into the Rangers dugout with the foul from Moreland.
He's averaged over 7 innings per start, so he consistently pitches deep into ball games. We mentioned he's one of the more durable pitchers, has missed a start in 6 years. 3-time All-Stars, made the All-Star team for the American League and the National League.
In the air by Mitch. Borges has a beat on it. And he makes the play in medium deep center field. That'll do it for the Rangers. They lead it 1-0 after 3.
the Angels by the score of 1-0. And John and Tom, interesting guest right here. Toby Mac, one of the top Christian music artists around, going at it. And he had a great pregame concert. And what was that like? Packed them in out there.
It was amazing, man. These people were ready to rock for sure. I think they're ready for the Rangers, but they were also ready for a big old joy bomb to be dropped on this concert.
There we go. And a great crowd on hand. And a good part of that is not only Ranger baseball, but you guys also packing them in. But Josh Hamilton's wife came up and had a few words with you. What did she say?
Yeah, I guess Josh wasn't here, but she was here. And he said he loves my music, said he usually comes out when he's getting ready to hit and he plays my music. So, hey, what an honor, man, because that dude can play.
There we go. That's right. When Josh comes to the plate, look for it next time. Toby Mac's music. Appreciate it, Toby.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you. John.
Yeah, Jim, thank you very much. I love that. Dropped a big old joy bomb on the place. Is that great? We'll be trying to drop some joy bombs throughout the rest of this season. Toby was great. I had a chance just to peek my head out of the press box, and we're on that side of the stadium where the concert stage is. He sounded great out there. I Am Second does a great job. Josh Hamilton, a huge supporter of that I Am Second effort. And that's one of the reasons we have such a big crowd here today. There are church groups all over the place. Walk leading things off to his Torres. This is a critical inning for Derek Holland, who has allowed 25 runs so far this year, and 11 of them have been allowed in the fourth innings of games.
Start against the Yankees, it was 4 in the third inning. And one of the keys that we mentioned before the game with Derek is to avoid the big inning, not let it mushroom. And one of the ways to do that is not to walk the leadoff hitter. But you have walked the leadoff hitter. Now concentrate on making a good pitch right here to Torrey Hunter. He's hit into 12 double play balls.
Yep.
Keep the ball down, try to get a double play, and erase that leadoff walk.
Yep, Torrey still first in all of baseball with those 12 ground into double plays. Didn't hit into one yesterday. See if Derek can induce one today. He does have to keep an eye on his Torres. That one's up high for a ball. Yorvit will go out and chat with him, as Torres has 4 steals on the year. He's been caught 3 times. And the Angels have had 100 stolen bases or more in 10 straight seasons. The only team in baseball that can make that claim. That's just one of the ways Mike Scioscia does things. Get him aggressive on the base paths. Divide the focus and concentration of the pitcher, as we've seen already a little bit from Derek with his Torres over there at first base. The 2-0 to Hunter. Misses to make it 3-0.
Here's the mental part of it right here. You hadn't walked a guy through 3 innings. Everything been going fine. A little bit of a rough spot right here. How do you suck it up and bounce back from it?
There's another walk, and that's a 4-pitch walk. And they're at first and second for Howie Kendrick.
I think the kind of things you have to avoid are the voices saying in your mind, uh-oh, here we go again. Can I throw another strike? The doubt that creeps into your mind, and erase that with, okay, I'm going to make a good pitch. I'm going to get a ground ball. I'm going to get a double play. I'm going to pitch out of this jam. Replace it with a positive talk in your mind. Looked over at Elvis. Elvis nodded his head. Hit the ball on the ground, get a double play. You can't erase what's already been done, but block it out of your mind and concentrate on getting Kendrick right here.
Howie's 4th in the league with 49 hits. And there's a strike to him. That's after 8 straight balls thrown by Derek Holland. He takes a look back at second base where he sees his Torres. And now he focuses on Kendrick. That one misses away. It's 1-1. Kendrick's hitting .377 in the last 17 games. And now it's 10 errant pitches in the last 11. 10 balls and 1 strike in the last 11 pitches. Grounded to third. Beltran over to Ian for 1. On to Chris Davis. That's the double play you needed, Derek Holland.
He made a good pitch, too. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kendrick's a good hitter. He's hot right now. He didn't throw him a fastball. He took something off it. Looked like a changeup. Hit it right off the end of the bat. Tapped it to third base. It was a changeup. Right off the end of the bat. Get 2 quick outs. Now come right back and get Callaspo and pitch your way right out of the jam and go back into the dugout and know that when you get in trouble, you've made the pitches to get out of that jam.
That's the kind of thing that ought to breed a little confidence. You also have to know those fielders are over there doing a great job supporting their pitcher. Adrian Beltre, 3rd in the American League in fielding percentage at 3rd. And there's a strike to Callaspo. In there for a strike.
Change up and away, and a good fastball right on the inside corner at 94 miles an hour.
Callaspo just 1 strikeout per 12.8 plate appearances, but Derek Holland has a chance to strike him out here.
Trying to throw that ball down and away. Got a lot of the plate, but Callaspo took it.
Just past a diving Adrian Beltre, and the run scores. Callaspo in at second base. And it brings up Trumbo.
He threw a curveball, got it. It was in, but it was up. Probably not where he was trying to throw that ball, just off the tip of Adrian's glove. 0-2 pitch.
And the first pitch to Trumbo is outside. We're all tied up at 1 run apiece now. Callaspo with the RBI double. Misses on the inside this time, and it's 2-0. Derek needed just 10 pitches in the second inning. He's almost at 20 here. Outside part of the plate, and that's a strike. Trumbo is good with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .320. And he fouls that one off. It'll even things up at 2-2. Native of Anaheim, California, is Mark Trumbo. And the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Out of play. Angels minor league player of the year in 2010. And with a runner at second base, Derek Holland readies the 2-2 pitch. Fouled back, and Trumbo stays alive. Swing and a miss, and it got him. Derek Holland gets out of the inning with minimal damage. One run is in. It's 1-1. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth.
Top of the ninth, Torrey Hunter leading things off, and Adrian Beltre absolutely robs him of a base hit. Adrian, even though he makes plays like this all the time, says it is not old hat.
I enjoy making those plays. You know, this is a kind of situation between me and the hitter, and you know, I was a little excited yesterday because that guy that I made the play on, he stole a couple homers on mine. So, you know, I told him to hurry after the play. We even now. So.
Revenge is sweet for Adrian Beltre. You can imagine he's done that to quite a few hitters over the years, guys.
Yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You rob me, I'll rob you. And now Adrian hits one towards third. His counterpart, Cayaspo, up with it and throwing. They got him, tagged him. Nice play by Trumbo.
A nice play all the way around. That's a hard hit ball right down the line. Cayaspo did a nice job to catch the ball. And then Trumbo finished it off by making the tag.
And if you were watching last night, you heard Tom when referring to that play by Adrian Beltre that Emily just showed. He'd rather watch that than a home run.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play. And again, I've never seen a player make throws like he does where he comes to a complete stop to throw it. And on the play last night, the way he fields that slowly hit ball, you see him just clipping the leg. Whether or not he did it before he touched the bag, that was tough to tell. When he makes that play barehanded thrown to first, it looks like he gets power on the throw by leaning away from the throw. And I asked Ron Washington about that, and he said,
right at Trumbo.
A couple of hard hit balls for outs. He said, have you seen other guys make the play that way? He said, no, that's the way he makes the play. Most of the other plays are made as the fielder fields the ball and kind of throws through the ball toward the base, his momentum taking him in that direction. Adrian somehow is able to get more on it than most people by going in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and in fact, I wonder if Ron wouldn't, you know, if it wasn't Adrian Beltre, if you'd almost coach him to do it the opposite way. You know, get your body into it.
You might as a kid, but when you get to the big leagues, it depends how you're making it, I guess. If you're making the play like that, then you don't say anything.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No.
One and one now to Yorvit Torrealba. Laid down a perfect little sacrifice in the second inning. And he chops this one toward Kai Aspo at third. That play is made, and the Rangers are retired quickly in the fourth. It's 1-1 in a pitcher's duel at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. We're headed to the fifth inning. Mike Scioscia, third American League manager to win 1,000 games while managing only one team. Can you name the other American League managers, the other two who have gotten to 1,000 and managing only one team? Answer for you comes in the next half inning. Top of the fifth, bottom of the order. Mathis takes a strike, and we have our good buddy Mark McLemore with us here in the booth. Good to have you here, Mac.
Good to be here. Beautiful day for baseball.
Feels like Southern California, doesn't it?
It does. I like it.
It's like we're playing against the Angels at their place.
Good timing that you're here, Mac. We were just talking about the way Adrian makes that play charging from third base, and as he throws, it looks like his body goes back away from the throw. How does he get so much on the ball like that?
Well, that's all arm strength. He's just got pure arm strength. If you watch him when he fields his other ground balls, a lot of times he'll get that ground ball and he'll just stop and stand there and just use his arm and just whip it. And that's just pure arm strength right there. Not many guys are gifted with that type of arm strength.
This one's grounded to Elvis, and we'll see a little arm strength here. Not quite, as it's just out of the reach of Davis.
Tried the Derek Jeter play right there. Almost had it, too. Just a little bit offline.
And it's a base hit.
Elvis makes this play look so easy, but that is a very difficult play. He's catching that ball going towards the stands and has to throw all the way across his body and get something on the throw to throw a runner out. And actually, more times than not, he makes that play.
And we absolutely saw arm strength there. Just a little offline. Brings up Borges. A guy who will be tough to double up. In fact, last night, he grounded into a double play. And it was the first in 2011 for him in 132 at-bats. That was the one where he hit it right behind the bag at second. Elvis grabbed it, touched second, and threw to first. See if Derek can induce that kind of ground ball here as Adrian Beltre is way in on the infield grass. Tom was saying last night when he saw that Beltre play that he'd rather watch that than a home run. I mean, that kind of play is just that bare hand, falling down, throw the ball to first base. It's an unbelievable play. You got to appreciate that as an infielder.
I love that play. Coming in and barehanding the ball. First, you've got to get it, and then throw a strike is across your body. Anytime you throw a ball across your body, it's a difficult play, and you've got to come in barehanded, watch the ball, look up, pick up first base or know where first base is, and then fire a strike over there to get a runner, especially a speedy runner. It's a beautiful play.
Mac, when you make a barehand play like that, you can't maneuver the ball to get a good grip on it. You just have to, throw it the way you grab it?
Well, actually, you can. You want to try and get that four-seam grip, and it's just something that happens really quickly, especially for infielders, and I know middle infielders especially work on that. And if you can get it and get that four-seam grip and let it go, yeah, that's the grip you want to have.
So how do you practice that? Just when you're playing catch?
All the time.
Get it into your hand as quick as you can?
Get it in your hand and grab that four-seam grip as quickly as possible. I try and teach young kids that, and especially my boys. That's what you've got to do. If you're going to walk around, they walk around the house with a ball and they're flipping it and always trying to get that four-seam grip. And by the time they let it go, they've got that four-seam grip. It's something you've definitely got to work on.
2-2 pitch to Borges. Misses inside, and it's 3-2. Borges struck out looking his first time up. And now this near sellout crowd trying to help Derek Holland out.
A big pitch right here.
First, the check of Mathis.
Low scoring game. Dan Herron on the mound. You don't want to give up many runs. Nobody out. 3-2 pitch. You walk him. You got a bunt situation. Middle of the order coming up.
Swing and a miss. And he got him on strikes.
He made a big pitch. Second time he struck Borges out. Came back from a 3-1 count last time and struck him out looking. This time he throws a fastball right by him.
And the important thing there, he hit his spot. He went away with that fastball, hit the outside part of the plate, and that's what happens when you can spot your fastball. It doesn't matter how hard you throw it or how soft. If you hit those spots, more times than not, you're going to get the guy out.
Top of the order now on Eric Ibar. And I'm just saying he's grounded out twice so far. So Derek can get him to ground out again. That would be a good.
Come on, Rat. Don't be afraid. Jump in there. Jump in.
I'm saying
6-4-3 double play,
yeah,
huh?
I'm saying.
Don't skirt around it.
Let's go 4-6-3. Because he grounded out to the second baseman the first time, to the shortstop the second time. So he'll go back to second. It'll be 4-6-3. If you're looking.
I like predictions.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of play, I like that kind of play.
Yeah, you like that? As an infielder, as a second baseman, you like that kind of
Absolutely.
4-6-3.
The reason predictions are good is because people forget about the ones you don't make, and they tend to remember the ones that you do.
This one
better
is
hook foul.
Hooking and foul. Ibar, as we mentioned, 6 of his 15 career home runs against Texas. Somehow he is able to find the long ball, and that was a fairly long one, luckily foul.
He hit his first home run of the year last night left-handed. Not looking forward to seeing the second one come right-handed.
As the immortal Jamie Moyer would say, that's a long strike.
Yep.
He's given up a few of them, hasn't he?
He has.
Pitch as long as Jamie has.
This one's popped up. Right field. Mitch Moreland has it. No double play, but it is an out. And it brings up Abreu. Bobby's the DH today for Mike Scioscia. And he is the leader in pitches seen this season. 748 of them. He will work a count and work a pitcher, but he's only seen 6 today.
I was never a threat to be on that list.
You went up and took your hacks, did you?
Unless
Tom?
you're talking the pitches I've seen as a broadcaster.
Well, let's start adding those up. 16 years.
Oh.
This one is hit hard toward right field and down in front of Mitch Moreland. Stopping at second base is Mathis. And it'll bring up his Torres. And here comes Ron Washington.
Oh, there's no one warming up, so this is a message right here that Ron wants to deliver himself, not through the pitching coach.
This is probably that talk, well, if you want to stay in this game and have a chance to win this ball game, you better get this guy right here.
Most of the times, unless it's a pitching change, the pitching coach comes out. And occasionally the manager comes out, and usually there's a purpose. Sometimes it's tough love, sometimes it's a pat on the back. Not sure what that was. What do you think, Mac?
That looked like a little bit of tough love right there. Wash's head was moving a little bit there, and just a little confidence builder right here. I have faith in you. Go ahead and get it done, but you better get it done.
Yeah, you don't really have a choice in this matter.
He's got runners at first and second. There are 2 out in the inning. His tour is up. He singled his first time up. Had a walk and scored the only run for the Angels back in the 4th. First pitch is a little low for a ball. It's 1-0. His Torres is second in the American League with a .392 average on the road this season. And this ball is in the air toward right field. Mitch Moreland has it, and that will do it. Ron Washington's trip to the mound works out just fine, thank you very much. And Derek Holland is out of the inning. Pitchers duel continues. It's 1-1. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. TNT trivia question, wondering about managers with 1,000 wins while managing only one team. And the others in the American League, Earl Weaver and Tom Kelly, joined Mike Scioscia as the only 3 AL skippers on that list. Scioscia got 1,000 earlier in the week. He's at 1,001. Swing and a miss from Chris Davis. And there are plenty from the National League. As you see, a couple from the Dodgers organization. There's the 2 American League guys. And then a few more, a couple more from the National League, Pittsburgh and St. Louis. And Chris Davis falls behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Inside from Herron, since the error that allowed Elvis to reach to start off the 3rd inning. 6 straight retired, 19 pitches. And that one's grounded foul.
It was a quick inning for Herron last inning, but Beltre and David Murphy both hit the ball hard. Hard hit ball to 3rd, line shot to 1st.
Swing and a miss, and he got Chris on strikes. Yeah, Herron needed only 9 pitches in that 4th inning.
Rangers had a pretty good shot in the 2nd inning, 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, 1 run in. Couldn't push across that next run. Against a guy like Herron, the way he's throwing early in the season, you don't get a lot of those chances. And they're not easy to cash in when you do get them.
You've got a guy of Herron's caliber. You've got to be able to take advantage of those mistakes, those few mistakes that he's going to make throughout the course of a game.
Rangers were able to get that 1 run across in the 2nd, but hated stranding 2 more out there in scoring position. Chavez to 2nd as Torres makes the play. And quite a whirlwind for Chavez. Quite a comeback for him too, Mac, to come back from that serious knee injury that he had.
You know, for a speed guy to be able to come back from that type of injury and run as well as he's running now, it's just so difficult, and people don't realize that that's not just another knee surgery. That's microfracture surgery, and that's one of the toughest ones to come back from. So, you know, hats off to Andy Chavez for putting in the work to be able to get back to Major League form.
And speaking of microfracture surgery, Scott Feldman, that's what he had in the offseason back in November. He is pitching a rehab assignment for Frisco today. He's expected to throw up to 75 pitches. Although he doesn't need his wheels quite like Andy Chavez does.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. Another one inside. 2 balls and a strike to Elvis. Been on base twice, a single in the 1st, and that error we referenced in the 3rd. This one's toward 3rd as well. Cayaspo up with it. And that'll do it for the Rangers. That'll do it for Mac. He's there on Rangers Live with Dana Larson immediately following the game. Mac, thanks for joining us.
Anytime, babe.
Thanks, Mac.
You got it.
STIHL for dependable trimmers and lightweight blowers. Visit STIHLdealers.com. And by Whataburger, just like you like it. It's time for the 6th inning here, as Derek Holland received a visit from the manager in his last half inning of pitching and responded nicely, getting Mycir Torres to fly out to the right fielder, Mitch Moreland.
And hopefully this game can be kind of a confidence booster for Derek. He's had to pitch out of jams the last 2 innings. He walked the first 2 guys in the 4th inning, gave up a run, but struck out Trumbo to get out of the inning.
Grounded to Elvis. Long throw to Chris Davis. And we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, John, the Fox Sports Southwest Ranger Fan Express rolled up to the ballpark from Austin this afternoon. And I tell you what, these guys had a pretty good time. Zach, what was the ride like?
Oh, it was so much fun, man. We were just having a blast. The only thing better would have been Max Brown was there. Hook 'em horns, baby!
There we go.
There we go. Let's go.
So what I understand, John, plenty of good TV watching. They had Ranger specials on the bus, and look for the Fox Sports Southwest Ranger Fan Express coming to your town very soon, guys.
11 years I'm in the employ of Fox Sports Southwest. We never had a bus like that. It's a beautiful thing. Good looking bus. That is nice. Look at that thing. Could have had that thing come to the house and pick me up, take me to work, take me to the ballpark. And it looks like a good time had by the fans who came in on that. Three and one now to Kendrick. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. You talk about the confidence that Derek Holland can derive from this. All he has done through 5 innings is match Heron pitch for pitch. They each had 79 through 5. Derek's added to that total here in the 6th. And the payoff pitch is fouled back as Kendrick stays alive. And another foul. Couple of ground outs for Kendrick before this to the second baseman in the 2nd, and a 5-4-3 double play back in the 4th. Slices another pitch from Derek foul. Kendrick's 0 for the series. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. 0 for 2 so far today. And here's pitch number 9 of the at-bat. And it'll be at least a 10-pitch at-bat, as he sends that one skyward. And foul. And he walked him. Close. But just missed. And it brings up Kai Ospo. Foul tip. Strike 1. Kai Ospo with the only RBI for the Angels in the game. Double in the 4th inning drove Mycir Torres home.
And that was a double that was almost turned into an out by Adrian Beltre. Hot smash just went right off the tip of his glove as he dove to his right to try to catch it.
And the 0-1 pitch. Fouled away to make it 0-2. Callaspo had a double yesterday, too. He was 2 for 4. And the Angels are the best team in Major League Baseball with 2 strikes. Their average 224 with 2 strikes on them. Callaspo now at 0-2. And that'll make it 1-2. Torres is actually best on the team with 24 2-strike hits, but Callaspo had one last time when he hit that 0-2 pitch for a double. And this one is in the air, and it is down in the gap in left center field. Rounding third and headed for home. Here comes Kendrick. The throw to the plate, not in time. And it's back-to-back doubles by Callaspo.
Callaspo's a good hitter. He doesn't strike out very much. He makes contact. When Anaheim got him in a trade last year, he didn't hit much for them, but he had in the past, and you knew he would in the future. A solid little player.
He's got both of their RBI today. And it brings up Trumbo. As Mike Maddox had a chat with Derek Holland, even as Mark Lowe gets up and warming in the Rangers' pen. Trumbo struck out to end the 4th. And he fouls the first pitch off from Derek Holland. One of the things Wash has wanted Derek to do is just calm the nervous system in situations like this. Contain the nerves, he said. So far, Derek's done a relatively good job doing that. But he finds himself down 2-1 here. And there's still a runner in scoring position. That's Callaspo at second base. And now the 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Torrealba has it. And it's the second out of the inning. It'll bring up Mathis. Derek Holland at 98 pitches now. With 2 out here in the 6th. Mathis had that infield single back in the 5th inning. Still only 10 hits in his last 55 at bats.
Derek's thrown the ball well today. He's made a lot of good pitches. He's pitched out of a couple of jams, which he needed to do. Hasn't allowed any of the innings thus far to turn into a big inning, which has plagued him. He's throwing hard, 94 miles an hour with his 100th pitch.
Yeah.
It was a great at bat by Kendrick to walk. Saw 10 pitches, fouled off some good pitches, got the walk, and then Caspo placed one in left center. Rangers had him shaded around to right center, and Kendrick was able to come all the way around and score.
And this one is popped up. Foul ball. Chris Davis may have lost that at the last minute in the sun.
Yeah, that was some good fortune because that ball was almost fair. And, you know, that's a ball that is catchable. It's not simple. It's tough for Chris going straight down the line, ball directly over his head. I don't think Mitch Moreland could get to it. It looked like Ian could have gotten to it. And maybe the easier part of that play would be for Ian to call Chris off because it's a little easier play for him. The way Ian backed away from the ball, it looked like Chris might have been calling for the ball. Good try, trying to hit that inside corner, just a little bit inside. Good try, though.
Third straight batter against whom Derek has started 0-2. And now it's 2-2. Angels have taken the lead here in the sixth. They've pushed one across the plate. Walk to Kendrick and the double from Caspo. And this one is popped up, foul, and it will reach the seats. It's out of play. Bounces around down there for a while.
Mathis is a tough guy to walk. He's had 70 at bats. He's only walked twice. He swung at a couple of pitches out of the strike zone in this at bat. Probably not a bad idea to keep the ball from being a good pitch to hit. Could have been out once on the blue pop-up. Hopefully that won't hurt the Rangers. And it won't.
It won't. This one's popped up. Elvis is calling for it. Makes the play on the infield grass, and that will do it. Angels take the lead with a run. It's 2-1. It's time for the Sonic Slam inning. It's brought to you by Sonic. Today's jackpot worth $100. We had a winner yesterday, so it's back to 100 and dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. And today the Rangers are hitting for Kerry Thompson of Fort Worth. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Kerry Thompson of Fort Worth will win $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic restaurant. That foul ball came back right at us from Ian Kinsler's bat. He's behind 0-2. That one's low. A couple of pop outs so far for Ian. To the catcher and the first baseman. And Herron gets him swinging. First out of the sixth inning, it brings up Michael Young.
Ian's not an easy guy to strike out, but Herron made a great pitch right there. Ball sinking down and in. In fact, on the season, Ian has walked 21 times and struck out 16. Not many guys walk more than they strike out.
And now it's Michael Young. Who has started every game for the Rangers this year. Slices that one foul down the right side. Just out of play. Michael's the only player to have started every game. And now it's 1-1 to him. That one's inside. Michael's hit safely in 17 of 22 games here in the home ballpark. Looking for his first hit of this day.
Probably the hardest fastball as far as velocity goes for Herron today at 92. A little bit of a deceptive delivery. Almost comes to a stop. Yeah. Gives him great balance when he comes forward toward the plate. And a really good assortment of pitches that he commands very well. Hasn't walked a batter today. On the season, he's only walked 8 in way over 60 innings.
Yeah, it seems like that little pause in his delivery would be a little unnerving for the hitter, but I guess you get used to it. You're just trying to pick up the ball when it comes out of his hand, no matter how he gets it to that point. Payoff pitch from him. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the 6th inning. And 3 of the last 5 hitters have gone down on strikes.
And he fooled Michael with that pitch. It was actually a pretty good pitch to hit. It was a high slider. Mitch has had a couple of good at-bats. He doubled over Kendrick's head and just missed it. Off-speed pitch. Flied out deep to center field.
Hits this one in the air to center.
Boy, same thing. Just missed that one too.
Borges has it. And it's another 1-2-3 inning. 2-1 Angels. We're headed to the 7th. Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And we're back at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington with the bottom of the order due. The very bottom, and Peter Borges, and then we make our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen for Mark Lowe.
Mark Lowe had a little visit back to AAA to work on a few things. Felt really good when he got back, and trying to get into some regular use out of the bullpen and take those lessons that he learned in Oklahoma and put them to good use. Round Rock.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Old habits. And a newer habit was one of the things that Lowe was working on when he was at Round Rock. He had moved his hands down when he comes to the set position. Now you'll see that they're up near his chest, even a little above it, near his chin. At the early part of the season, if you look at his work, his hands when he came set were down closer to the belt, and that was one of the things he was working on mechanically while he was gone. Now he's 2-1 to Borges. Derek struck Peter out both times. And the foul makes it 2-2. Holland got Borges looking in the third and swinging in the fifth inning. And this one is popped up. Adrian Beltre has an eye on it and makes the play. So there's one out here in the top of the seventh inning. And it'll bring up Eric Ibar. And visit your local Lowe's to cast your MLB All-Star ballot and enter to win a trip to the All-Star game. Compliments of Scott's. Ibar 0 for 3 today. And he slices the first pitch foul from Lowe. Hit that long foul ball from the other side of the plate last time up against Derek. Luckily it hooked foul, and ultimately Derek retired him with a fly ball to the right fielder. This one is into right field too, but it's down in front of Mitch Moreland and a base hit. Brings up Abreu, who's got a single in 3 trips. And Ibar's hit streak lives. Make it 12 games in a row for Eric Ibar. Abreu had a single in the 5th. And that's a strike. 95 miles an hour. Rangers run scored way back in the 2nd inning. Nothing since against Dan Herron. Angels got single runs in the 4th and the 6th off Derek Holland. Check Ibar back to first. And now he's running. The ball is slapped toward Adrian Beltre at third. Great play. And they get him at first. Coming back to third to try and get him safe at third base.
Another beautiful play by Beltre to get the out. Much like Elvis, he takes third base after the throw to first base. But there's 2 outs. You got to get Hunter right here. I mean, his Tourist right here.
Yeah, alert base running by Ibar to get off the ground at second.
Strong throw from Chris Davis.
Yeah, almost got him. And here's Asturias. Swing and a miss at the first pitch from Mark Lowe. That came in at 96 miles an hour.
Even in spring training, when Mark was struggling, velocity was not a problem. His fastball was well into the mid to upper 90s. It was getting the off-speed pitches where he wanted to complement the fastball that he had to work on. And maybe a little bit better location with the fastball. Not catching the middle of the plate quite so often, kind of like that last pitch.
That last one was good. Also at 95. And his tour is toward left field. Murphy has it. And Mark Lowe does a nice job here in the 7th inning. It's still 2-1. Angels with the lead. Hard blast from last night. Adrian Beltre at the plate against Jared Weaver. And in the 6th inning, Beltre finds the seats with a solo shot. Rangers beat the Angels 4-1. But trail it here 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Beltre's up again. This one is hit into right field for a base hit, a leadoff hit for Adrian Beltre.
You mentioned that Adrian had a nice record against Heron coming into this game, and he keeps it up with a couple more hits.
RBI single for him back in the 2nd, and now he's got a single to lead off the 7th. And it brings up David Murphy.
Well, David's had a couple of good at-bats. He had a base hit in the 2nd, hard hit ball. Then he had a line smash that he hit probably harder than his base hit, right at Trumbo.
The Beltre hit ends a string of 12 straight retired by Herron. And Murphy turns on this one, but it hooks foul.
Off speed pitch. Had David just out in front of it.
Cody Epley up and warming in the Rangers bullpen.
Cody did a nice job last night. Came in and got a couple outs to get out of the 7th inning.
Mark Lowe's gone 3 2/3 without allowing a run since his return from Round Rock. Sliced foul. And it's 0-2. Herron's at 95 pitches here in the 7th. And when he was at 57 pitches after 3, he didn't know that you'd get to the 7th in under 100, but he had a 9-pitch 4th inning and a 13-pitch 5th. Certainly helped the cause. Now it's 1-2 to David Murphy. This one's hit toward 3rd. 2nd for 1. Safe at first base is David Murphy. And hey, baseball fans, Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. Your Torrealba now. He was 0 for 1 officially against Herron today with a ground out in the 4th. David Murphy's at first base. Yorvie is 7 for 30 in 11 games against the Angels in his career. Gets away from Mathis, but he keeps it in front of him. Chris Davis waiting on deck with Murphy at first base and the Rangers trying to put a couple of runs on the board. They trail it 2-1 here. Bottom of the 7th inning. And that one misses outside. It's 2-1 to Yorvie.
Let's see if Ron Washington tries a little something right here. Torrealba makes pretty good contact. Herron wants to throw a strike on the 2-1 pitch. David runs pretty well. Maybe get David going. Try a little hit and run right here. Ron likes to get the runners moving.
And that may have been one of those situations where Herron was waiting for just that. Saw it earlier in the game. Swing and a miss and a throw back to first base, and the ball gets away.
Good
David
move.
stays, wisely.
He thought he was going to sneak to second, but he wouldn't have gotten too far. It didn't roll far enough away.
Makes it 2-2 to Yorvie. Trumbo lost it, but it just got hung up in the grass there and didn't make it all the way to the wall. And so now it's 2-2. Foul tip, caught, strikeout. Second out of the inning. And here's Chris Davis. Rich Thompson out there, the righty, warming in the Angels' pen. Why don't I haul off and make the call on Chris Davis here? He's due at this ballpark.
Well, we need a home run. It's a good time for it.
Yeah. Oh, he just missed it.
Got an off-speed pitch and just got underneath that ball. Wow.
As it is, it's a loud fly out to the center fielder, and that'll do it. 2-1 at the end of 7. Here to this point, the 3 runs that have been scored in the game. You see there, RBI by Adrian Beltre. Then in the 4th inning, the Angels come back. RBI from Callaspo on the double. Scores his Turris, and then in the 6th, it's Callaspo again coming through with a double, and Howie Kendrick scores, and 2 of the 3 walks that were issued by Derek Holland scored, as those walks come back to haunt him. And the new pitcher at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington is Cody Epley. Came in to face a couple of hitters last night in relief of Alexi Ogando. He got Trumbo and Borges last night. Now he faces the 4, 5, and 6 hitters: Hunter, Kendrick, and Callaspo. And there's a strike to Torrey. Sellout crowd here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, 47,663. And the 1-1 pitch from Epley is grounded toward first base. Chris Davis has it. He'll take it himself. And it's the first out of the 8th. And starting Sunday, visit one of the 25 DFW On the Border locations and request your basketball playoff yard sign. Let's turn Dallas blue while supplies last at On the Border. Mavericks going to have to wait until Tuesday to get their series started in the Western Conference Finals. The other series, Oklahoma City and Memphis, has been pushed to a 7th game. Now it's Kendrick against Epley. And he hits this one into left field. It's a base hit for Howie Kendrick. He's rounding first and headed towards second. And he's in standing with a double.
Didn't quite get that slider outside where he wanted it. Stayed on the inside part of the plate. Kendrick got a good piece of it. Generally, when Cody throws that slider to a right-hand hitter, he's trying to get it down and way outside corner, a little bit more outside. Don't want to keep that one on the inside part of the plate. Just gives the right-hand hitter a chance to get the good part of the bat on it.
Little inside now to Cayaspo, who's got back-to-back RBI doubles. One in the 4th, another one in the 6th. And that's how we've arrived at this 2-1 score. As Torre Alba goes out to talk to the young pitcher, Cody Epley. Cody was able to strand an inherited runner at third base yesterday with a ground out and a pop-up. Now he's got a runner at second. The ball hit towards Ian. He's up with it to Davis. And there are 2 away. And we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, John. Time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Ethan, and he comes all the way from Corsicana with his girlfriend and had one important question. Was that what, Ethan?
Will you marry me?
And Brittany, what'd you say?
Only if the Angels win. Just kidding. Yeah.
Good. All right, here's the bag. Here's the shirt. Here's the hat. Congratulations. Anything else, Ethan?
Go Rangers.
There
no
we go, buddy. Way to go. All right.
Yeah, I'm glad she was kidding about that, Noxie. Thank you. Rangers will do their share of winning, but you don't want to tie the answer to that question to a ball game. Rangers will need a little comeback here if they're going to win. Trail at 2-1. There's 2 out in the top of the 8th inning. And Epley working against Trumbo. That one makes it 1-1. A double, a strikeout, and a pop-out for Trumbo. His double was back in the 2nd inning. He got stranded at second base. Just outside from Epley. His 31 hits is first among all rookies. And he's also got 17 RBIs to go with his 6 homers. Both those totals are first among rookie players this year. In the American League, a big swing and a miss. It'll even it up at 2-2. $47,663. Trying to help out Cody Epley here with 2 out. Top of the 8th, the 2-2 pitch. Line towards Elvis, and he makes the play. Epley gets the job done. Elvis with a nice play, and the Rangers need a couple of runs in the 8th. And we will take you back to this great play by Kayaspo as he robs his counterpart, Adrian Beltre. And a good play by Trumbo to make the tag there as the throw was just a bit offline. They get Adrian Beltre. And now it's the top of the order in the bottom of the 8th, and it's Hendy Chavez. Dan Herron's still in there. There have been some defensive changes for the Angels, though. Reggie Willits moves into left field. And Howie Kendrick moves over to first base. Strike to Endy. There you see Willits, the new left fielder. And Kendrick in a more familiar infield position. And a bunt by Chavez.
Didn't quite get it by the pitcher. Get that ball by the pitcher, make the first baseman field it. You beat the pitcher to the bag, make the second baseman field it. You hope you can beat the throw to the bag. If you don't get it by the pitcher, then it's tough to beat it out.
It brings up Elvis. Hit a single way back in the first inning. Reached on an error in the third and grounded out in the 5th inning. This one to a diving Kayaspo. And he makes the play.
And Kayaspo was playing in to take the bunt away from Elvis. He's got quick enough reflexes where he could still dive and make the play.
Looked like the kind of play where Ibar would probably have had a play even if Kayaspo hadn't made the diving stop, but he got it. And it brings up Ian. A couple of pop-ups and a strikeout for Ian today, who came into the game 5 of his last 11 in 3 games. Strike evens it up at 1-1. Herron at 110 pitches. And he misses with his 111th. It's 2 balls and a strike. Michael Young is on deck. Rangers trail it 2-1. And this is somewhat uncharted territory for them. They're 0-11 when trailing after 5 innings, but 0-13 when trailing after 6. Fair ball. Ian Kinsler rounding first and headed to second base.
Well, Kayaspo had a chance to catch that ball. He was getting ready to catch it, and it looked like it hit the side of the bag, stayed down and kicked away from him.
Wow.
Either that or hit right over the bag. It's hard to tell. In any case, it was just barely fair. Mike Scioscia's going to make a pitching change.
Michael Young is due up, but that will likely do it for Dan Herron. His day is done after 113 pitches. He leaves the game with the Angels leading 2-1. 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitching change. We break. We're back after this. For savings of up to 50% for most Sunday through Thursday Rangers games. Choose from upper or lower reserve seats and receive 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Cokes, plus $20 in sports park tokens and 1 souvenir program. Order online at texasrangers.com/family. Lots of families here. A sellout crowd officially of 47,663. And not many of them have left at this point. It's a 2-1 game. And the Rangers have a runner in scoring position as Michael Young stands in against Fernando Rodney.
Rodney's especially tough on right-hand hitters, not so tough on left-hand hitters. Lefty's over 300. Right-hand hitters only hitting 138. Can be a little bit wild. He's walked 11 guys in 17 innings. Throws hard, and he's got a really good splitter that frequently gets hitters to swing, even though it's out of the strike zone.
And his first pitch to Young misses for a ball. He has been scored upon in 5 of his last 8 outings. Rodney has. And now it's 2-0 to Michael Young, who's hitting .530 with runners in scoring position. He's got Ian Kinsler there. Ian's at second base after a 2-out double. And now Rodney steps off. Mitch Moreland, the lefty, is waiting on deck. And the pitch to Young. Grounded through the hole. Ian Kinsler comes in to tie this thing up. It's 2-2. Michael Young comes through and gets it through the shortstop Ibar.
A hard hit ball by Michael. Ibar got to it. It's hit hard enough to be a base hit. Question will be whether the scorekeeper thought it should have been caught. Ibar's a terrific fielder, but he couldn't get this one. Went off his glove into left field, and the Rangers have tied the game, and that'll be a short stint for Fernando Rodney. That's going to have to be an error, even though it's a hard hit ball. He got to it and just kicked off his glove.
And it got into center field and got Ian Kinsler home.
Well, they gave him a base hit.
And they gave him a base hit on it.
It's a hard hit ball. It's a tough call for the scorekeeper. He got to it, but it took a little hop, and it was a smash. And it works out well for the Rangers, works out well for Michael. Another RBI with men in scoring position.
How about that? It's 2-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 2 out of pitching change. We're back after this. And the new pitcher is Scott Downs. He's facing Mitch Moreland, lefty-lefty. And he starts Mitch off with a strike. Numbers on Downs, pretty good.
Pretty good numbers, pretty good reliever, pretty nice contract he got. He was one of those guys that benefited in the offseason for the market for setup relievers.
Now it's 0-2 to Mitch.
Left-hand hitters 2 for 17 so far this season against Downs. Been tough on him.
Pretty good vantage point there. As you take a look at Michael Young, he's at first base, having singled Ian Kinsler home to tie this game at 2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 out and 2 strikes to Mitch Moreland. Good eye, and it's inside for a ball. Downs spent last year with the Toronto Blue Jays. 26 holds and a 2.64 ERA. And a year ago, he held opposing batters to just a 2.11 clip. Way outside with that one. 2-2. 6th sellout crowd of the season. Getting into it here in the 8th inning. The Rangers have tied the score, and they want more. The 2-2 from Downs. Grounded towards second. They flip to second to the shortstop covering, and they get Michael Young. Nice play by Izturis and Ibar. But we are all tied up thanks to an RBI single from Michael Young that followed a double off the bat of Ian Kinsler. The third baseman, Adrian Beltre, starts a 5-4-3 double play there in the 4th inning. And look at this as he just smothers the ball and makes the 5-3 put out there, almost tagging the runner as well, but he was in safely, and we are enjoying every moment of watching Adrian Beltre play third base. Darren Oliver now in. following Holland, Lowe, Epley, and now Ollie. First pitch strike to Mathis as he faced the 8th place hitter. And now Mathis stings that one into left field. He's rounding first, but puts the brakes on wisely. Leadoff single by Mathis, and it brings up Borges.
You got a definite bunt situation right here. Rangers will play for the bunt.
Adrian Beltre's already a step in on the infield grass. And Borges is a good bunter. Lays this one down. Adrian has it, looks to second, but then makes the play at first.
He was going to throw to second. I think he couldn't get the grip on the ball. I think he had a play at second. If there's any doubt, you have to get one out. He may just have figured he didn't have a play at second. See if we can see on the replay. Yeah, he just bobbled it just a little bit.
It does look like it. Yeah, it looked like he was just having a little difficulty with the grip. As it is, they got the out. Borges does his job to advance the runner. And here's Eric Ibar. Inside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Ibar. We're in the 9th inning, and we're all tied up at 2. Angels have played a major league leading 9 extra inning games already this year. Rangers would like to see to it that doesn't make it number 10. First things first, Ollie against Ibar, and it's fouled.
Mathis had come into the game cold.
Yeah.
170 in his last 17 games, but he's got a couple hits today.
Yep, infield single back in the 5th. And that solid single to left field here in the 9th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded toward Elvis. He's up with it. And he gets it to Chris Davis. So there are 2 away. Runner stays at second base. And it brings up Bobby Abreu.
Such a funny game. You have to look at the Howie Kendrick at bat against Derek Holland was 10 or 11 pitches. And you've seen in this inning a base hit, a sacrifice bunt, and a ground out to shortstop. And it's been 6 pitches for Derek.
Yeah. This is a guy who will typically work a pitcher. He's seen more pitches than anybody in the game this year. And he sees a strike on the outside part of the plate there. Only 11 of them today, though, in 4 trips to the plate for Abreu. That was pitch number 12 to him. Well, he tries to go back to the same spot, just misses a little away, and it's 1-1. Swing and a miss. And that'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes to Abreu.
Yeah, unusual swing for Bobby Abreu. Got him to chase a high fastball.
Sellout crowd trying to help Darren Oliver out here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 out here in the 9th inning in a tie game. And the pitch.
Nice call. emphatic call from the third base umpire. That's Mike Malinsky.
Yeah, he's filling in for Tom Hallion over there.
Saw Hallion last night take that smash off the mask, and hopefully Tom will be okay.
Yeah, Hallion's the crew chief of this crew, and now the crowd is on their feet again. This time cheering a 2-2 pitch from Darren Oliver. And it just misses to run things full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. A perfect afternoon for baseball here. 70 degrees as we play in the 9th inning. And the 6th sellout crowd of the season is loving every minute of it. The payoff pitch. Emphatically, again, called a ball.
Darren got ahead when Abreu swung at the bad pitch, 1-2. Couldn't make that last pitch. Kept trying to hit that outside corner. Abreu kept taking him, got the walk, and now you've got to get his tourist right here.
Messier will bat for the 5th time in the game. Single, couple of flyouts, and a walk back in the 4th inning. One of the 3 walks that were issued by Derek Collin, 2 of the 3 scored. And that ball is hit toward left field, down in front of David Murphy, rounding third and headed home as Mathis is in sliding. And the Angels take a 3-2 lead.
Stayed with that curveball.
And it brings up Torrey Hunter. First pitch strike to him from Darren Oliver. Hunter's 0 for 3 on the day. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. He fouls that one back off the screen. And it's 0-2. Couple of North Texas residents battling each other. Darren Oliver and Torrey Hunter. And Hunter hits it in the air towards right field. Mitch Moreland going back, makes the play, and that'll do it for the Angels in the 9th. But they get one and lead it 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Rangers needing a couple. Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Angels have gone to their closer. And he is a local man made good. From Mansfield, Texas, it's Jordan Walden.
He's got a great arm. Fastball reaches the mid to upper 90s. 6 out of 8 in save opportunities since he's gotten the opportunity to close the games for the Angels.
Starts off against Adrian Beltre and misses with the ball. Jordan has struck out 17 in 17 and a third innings pitched so far this year. But he's behind Adrian, 2 balls and no strikes. That one's in there. And it's 2-1. Now it's 2-2 to Beltre. Walden, a 12th round pick of the Angels in 2006, chose to go to Grayson County College in Denison instead. But then on May 30th of 2007, he decided to sign just before the next draft and got $1 million bonus.
Yeah, he's thrown a couple of pitches at 99 miles an hour, one at 96, one at 98.
And he's 2-2 with Adrian Beltre. Grounded to second. Up with it is Torres. When Beltre is out, here comes David Murphy. 6 feet 5 inches tall, 240 pounds. With a kid who went to Mansfield High School. He had committed to a baseball scholarship at the University of Texas before pondering that offer from the Angels and then ultimately going to Grayson County College. Starts Murph off with 99-mile-an-hour heat, and it's a swinging strike.
Yeah, this is not a fun time of day to be facing a guy throwing 100 miles an hour. You're in the shadows. The sun is bright on the background. It's not that easy to pick that up.
He's ahead of Murph now. No balls, 2 strikes. That one's high. It'll make it 1-2. This time Walden misses away. Rangers rallied to tie this thing up with a run in the 8th inning. Angels came back with 1 in the 9th, and now Texas needs at least 1 to keep it going. Strike 3 called.
I don't know if it's a strike or not, but it's pretty much impossible to hit it. 100 miles an hour tailing down and away. That's close.
Very close, maybe just off. And it brings up Yorvit Torrealba, representing the last gasp for the Rangers with 2 out against the Angels closer. That'll make it 1-1 as the Rangers play their first game of the year without any of the men who were the starting outfielders on opening day. Josh Hamilton, Nelly Cruz, Julio Bourbon, all on the disabled list. Norvik Torrealba was there, though, at the beginning. There's Julio. And the 2-1 pitch is fouled back to make it 2-2. The 2-2 from Walden. Swing and a miss. And make it 7 saves in 9 chances for the native of Mansfield, Texas. The big 6'5" relief pitcher gets it done for the Angels. And the Rangers lose game 2 of this series with their AL West division rivals. 3-2 the final. Rangers Live is headed your way next. Dana and Max standing by.